Is it working? I don't know. I haven't done this too long. Well, I'm getting ads, so I'm gonna assume it is working. Chat says working, so I'll take that as a yes. Perfect. Well, I think we'll wait a little bit for people to file in, because this is like literally ready to go. Okay, everything seems to be not on fire yet. YouTube announcement is still going off. So I guess we'll run through system specs before we get into the benchmarking. So, well, actually no, because the system specs are written up on the bloody stream. I keep forgetting I've done that. Because for such a long time that wasn't a thing. Yeah, sleeps for the weak. Sorry, man. Okay, so, see if I can get it stand up high. There we go. Holding higher now. I'm just gonna wait a bit longer for people to file in because the YouTube announcement hasn't even uploaded yet. And did I actually post to Facebook? I think I posted to Facebook. Yes, I did. That. Good to see a stream finally. Yeah, it's like, well, had vacation. Damn it, where's the water all the way over there? Wait, why is the music? Oh, damn it, I have desktop audio turned on. Oops, sorry guys. Yeah, that's not supposed to be like yeah. Well, I haven't streamed in so long, and I don't know how this works anymore. Yeah, you liked it, but there's some people that actually complain about it. And the other issue, like, I really wish I could play other things, but then, well, no, it's still just as bad music, except the other stuff I'd get a copyright strike off for if I go to it once it hits YouTube. Anyway, Twitch isn't telling me how many people are watching this, damn it. Twitch, how useless can you get? Let's see. Dashboard. That's even more useless. Well, the YouTube announcement went up, so let's get into it. What temperature is the VEGA at? We're at 31 degrees on the GPU. So we'll just start this off the good old-fashioned way. GPU Z and start pulling down. I've already modded the registry on this, so if we go to Wattman, go custom, and we're right now at 4.9 gigahertz. So anyway, power limit goes to 150%. Is that actually legible on the stream? 4,000 megahertz RAM on Ryzen. People have made screenshots of that, where it's like it posted long enough to make a screenshot, and that's it. So 4,000 megahertz on Ryzen 1 is possible. Like, Ryzen 1000 is possible, it's just really not functional. You know, it's similar to like 5 gigahertz on Z270. You can technically do 5 gigahertz memory clock. It's not really stable or useful in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah. Let's just apply that power limit thing. Let's start pulling down. Temperatures look good. That's reading 33, that's reading 36, so yeah, I haven't screwed up the thermal paste or anything. 1.1 volts right now on the GPU core. Let's just start pulling it down. Yeah, so that's good. You know what? I'll lock the card into high performance mode because just lock that. Lock that. Why? 1653. The funny thing is, base clock is supposed to be 1632, so as Vega gets colder, it actually clocks up. This continues well into the negatives. So we're at 18 degrees on the pot right now. Damn it, I forgot to have a spare towel. Ugh. There we go. Grab that. $16.58. We're at 10 degrees. So for overclocking around 150 euro, so the K5 is really good if all you care about is RAM overclocking and you don't mind the anemic VRM. Also, you know how to navigate Gigabyte's BIOS, because I will admit that Gigabyte's BIOS is not particularly user-friendly. Now, if you... Like, the alternative I would consider is the Asus Prime. If you can find the Prime for around 150 euro, it has a pretty strong 6-phase VRM. The VRM is actually right about on par with like the X370 Gaming 5 from Gigabyte. So it's a 6-phase, 40 amp, dual NFETs. So you have a strong VRM, and then you don't have BCLK overclocking, but you don't really need it that much. So, yeah. And just go for that board. Let's see. Is that reading positive? No, that's reading minus. Damn it, the fan cable's on top of the... right on the minus sign. There. So we're at -6 right now. There we go. I need more LN2. Also, for benchmarks, we're just going to be doing Firestrike. And its many versions, maybe TimeSpy. But the problem is, I don't think the system is currently set up to survive TimeSpy physics. Go. So, we can't really run that. Okay, we're at -16. And I'll get the hairdryer out. Just gonna wait for the rest of the LN2 to boil off at the bottom of that. Tends to, because of how the Raptor is designed, you actually tend to maintain a pool of LN2 right at the bottom all the time, because it's a multi-part pot, so there's an aluminum plate in the base, and that aluminum plate ends up getting, like, well, it doesn't, like, the rest of the LN2 pot might be really, really warm relative to that aluminum plate, so, yeah. There's a puddle down there still. Anyway. There's a little trick with the... If I'm using a hairdryer with the Raptor 4, there's a trick to get the internals to glaze up faster if you just sort of do that. Because basically... Whoops! Anyway, the idea behind that is that basically the sticky note forces the air down through, because the pot's drilled sideways as well, so if you force air down through it, it'll come out the other end. And that makes it glaze up faster. Which actually, I should cut GPU-Z on that, because it's bringing up the temperature really fast again. -10 again. Yeah, okay. A little bit more and it'll be ready to go for Fire Strike. -20 again. Temperature. Here's the thing. With this setup, I can't, like, the temperature, like, there... In the future, you will have temperature readings. But for now, you won't. So, yeah, because I couldn't be bothered to set up all the extra stuff. Which, actually, I don't even have the equipment to set up all the, like, the proper temperature readings. So, yeah. I'm just going to read them out. There we go. Let's see how quickly it goes now. Yeah, that's a lot better. Start setting things up a bit. $50. Apply. 1800. That's where we're going to start off. 1160. There. And yeah, power limit's good. -30. Yeah, it's speeding up. Just a bit more. Okay, so one issue with VEGA is that the HBM will eventually, like, temperature glitch, so I'll just figure out where that is now. Because basically the problem with that temperature on the VEGA 64, it was -75. If you went below that, the HBM would start reading positive, and it would loosen out the memory timings really badly. So you'd lose a bunch of performance. So I want to figure out when this card does that. Because, again, I want to avoid that temperature range. Okay, we're at minus 60 right now. 65. $67, $8, $70. Oh, damn it, this one sucks. This one does it way earlier. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get that temperature sensor to start reading 0 before we're at minus... before the card stops working. Because the other issue is... Let's see. Did we? No, we didn't crash. Oh man, that temperature is not dropping. That's annoying. That really sucks, because that means... Okay, wait. There's a reason why I wanted the HBM Volt mod. Even if the, like, as far as I can tell, the HBM doesn't actually scale with voltage past a certain point at all. But... I think I might be able to, like, locally warm up the HBM with extra voltage. And if that works out, then the HBM will just be warmer while it's actually pretty cold. So let's see. Just need something to adjust the potentiometer with, and let's go. So we're at my 1.34 volts right now. I'm going to go for 1.4. I think around 1.5 it'll probably die. Minus 80 still. Yeah, no, still reading 50. Damn it. Still 50. 3 point. Okay, that's 1.4. Still reading 51. Oh, well, let's see. We'll just run 3D Mark and see how much that hurts. Actually, I'll warm it up and we'll run 3D Mark warm. There we go. So, minus 71 after the extra voltage. Okay, well, that's workable. So we'll just have to hover the card around minus 69. Another idea I had is that if we can go cold enough with the extra voltage, if the core clock goes high enough, we can just sort of, you know, brute force past the memory timings. So we're at 65 right now. I'm just going to bring it back up a bit. Well, down a bit. $66. Temperature's still good. $68, okay. Yeah, it looks like right as we go over 70, it's going to screw itself up. I mean, under 70. Okay, that's minus 71. Yeah. Right at minus 71. So I'll just write that down and stick it on there. I can't go below that for now. Yeah, it's good again. That's minus 70. minus 70C, HBM, fail. There. Perfect, so let's go run Firestrike. Well, looks like the watt meter decided not to work. I don't know why it's not reading. Come on. Yeah. Oh well. Can't tell you how much this is pulling. Oops, I overshot it. Like, really overshot it. Well, whatever, we can just consider this the bad run. Okay, so I'll run it wrong, I'll run it too cold, and we'll see what it spits out. And then we'll run it properly. And I'll stop aiming for minus 70, because evidently I can't hold that right now. Minus 73. Two. I'm not actually going to do physics. I just want to see the GPU score right now. Talk about terrible temperature control. Let's go back. Okay, so that got us 28.4K. So now we'll run it warmer and we'll see if we can get 29K out of it. There we go. Oops. Oh wait, it wasn't actually that, well, whatever. Problem is like, I'll just run it. I'm just gonna do a run at minus 68 now. I'll just turn those off. Stupid application. There we go. And we're minus 67 right now. The HBM voltage is ridiculously stable. It goes up and down like 3 millivolts. go. What's the score like? Actually the score's exactly the same. Okay, let's do a really cold run. I'll run it at like -80 and we'll see if it loses performance. If it doesn't, then that's great and I can just run this card like crazy. Basically as cold as I can, which would be nice. And I need more LN2 again. Go. Oh. Go. -80 right now, actually, so we can just go with this. Damn, my hand's cold. That's why I have a hairdryer, not a heat gun. There we go. I know on the VEGA 64 it was like really bad where if I went a little bit too cold it would just immediately score like garbage. So I'm actually super glad that I had the VEGA 64 without like being allowed to Voltmod it, because I'm certain if they did give me permission it would have already been dead and I wouldn't have actually like learned so much about how VEGA behaves cold. Because yeah, I was just running it a lot. And so I could catch quirks like this instead of worrying about why the like, you know, just putting more time into it like gives you more time to notice weirdness like this. So yeah, it's a good thing I didn't just go Voltmod the card and kill it in an hour. There we go. Might be possible that with the cold, the HBM will actually scale from voltage, which would be pretty cool. So we might be able to run over 1200, because on the VEGA 64 I was stuck at like 1190, 1200 max. There we go. What was the score like? Oh yeah, okay, so that was actually really bad. See? 27k. So if this gets too cold, score is garbage. So you lose about 1,000 points to the HBM being too cold. Freaking useless. Much faster. There we go. And we're at temperature. -70 again. Okay, well, let's start working on that core clock. I'm pretty sure we can max out the slider today because we have a core voltage mod. I'm going to get off the HBM voltage, and we're going to get onto core voltage. So, right now, 1.24. Okay, well that's not, I'm thinking we're gonna run it like 1.3 something, so let's go for that. Am I turning the right way? Yes, I am. No, 2. So used to higher voltages. It's weird. Okay, 1.3. What's the temperature? Minus 60 already. I shouldn't have bothered with the hairdryer. There, 1.31. I overshot it again. Actually, no, I nailed that. Yeah, minus 70 right now. Perfect. $18.50. 190. We're gonna go there. Benchmarks. Kind of wish the freaking wall meter work. Nah. Yeah, I have no. For some reason, it doesn't want to work. Oh, that sucks. Should we go for a full pass? People, full pass, or do we just do a ASCRA? We're just doing graphics. I want to avoid using the 7940X as much as possible. That thing, like, that's probably going to crash. Not probably, but that's where the big problems will start. Okay, so load voltage is 1.26. Okay, well, in that entire segment, I kept the temperature above minus 68 the entire time, so that was pretty good. Well, I mean, below minus 68. So weird. This turning off is not fun. There we go. Give me a score. Almost 30K. Hell yeah, we can break 30K. See, I was worried that with the Vega 56 I wouldn't be getting like as close to the 64, but now my fears are all gone. 1880. There. I know I'm taking big jumps, but it's like since the AMD's like Since AMD has, like, kinda made Wattman not suck, I'm not that concerned about it crashing, which reminds me, this is on the Adrenaline driver, isn't it? What version are we on? Currently installed 17.12.2. What? Did I not download 18? Oh, whatever, the score's still ridiculously high. we can update the drivers with the card on LN2 as well. It's not a problem, we can do that later. Oh no, I have save profile. Just gonna put that on the desktop. LN2 1880 dash 1190, I think. Yeah. Benchmarks. We're at minus. I'm gonna need a refill. I think I'll go for a full pass at this point because I don't think I have a VEGA. Because this should score over 30K, and I don't think my VEGA 64 has ever actually done that. See, this right here. See that ring of, this sucks about thermoses. The stainless steel ones. Because if you hold them too close to the top, your hand gets really cold. Anyway, I should close the DWAR, and Card's since got into minus 61, so we'll just pull it back down again. Okay, let's go for a full pass. This is a bit cold. Whatever. It'll be fine by the time we start. Yeah, I'm actually really annoyed that the power consumption isn't being measured properly. Because I was wondering how much this is going to pull. You know what I'm worried about? I'm going to max out that slider for the clocks. Like, it's not going to go any higher. It's going to suck. Yeah, because that just passed. Damn. This thing is an absolute beast of a card. Now just physics has to not crash, and that would be perfect. And then combined has to not suck. Oh, damn it, I forgot to run process lasso. Well, at least there will be some space for progress, maybe. I forgot how long GT2 is. Come on. Yeah, okay. Pray for physics, everyone. Because this is probably not gonna... Oh, come on. Oh, no. That's terrible. That's really bad. That's, like, atrocious. Damn it. I'm used to seeing, like, I got the 7940X to spit out like 120 plus FPS on physics. And it just ran the entire thing around 100 and, like, between 98 and, like, 110. That sucks. That really sucks. And so combined is gonna suck. Everything's fucking... If it was just about the GPU, this would be so much easier. Oh well, combined looks like it's not gonna be a complete disaster. Yeah, combine's relatively okay, evidently. Okay, let's see that overall score. That's awful. That's like, yeah, man, the physics sucks. That physics score is so bad. The combine's actually relatively fine, but that physics score is just completely awful. That sucks so badly. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna check if it's some kind of major issue with the system. Sometimes also what happens on this is that Windows 10 just decides to be stupid and physics scores suck continuously until you restart it. Not a fan of Windows 10 for that reason. Wait, what did I want to do? Firestrike, custom. I just want to run physics just to check if I've screwed up the CPU settings or if it's some kind of other problem. Yeah, the hairdryer is not for the hair, it's for the hand. Anyway, since we're running physics right now, I'm gonna check the chat for a bit. Oh, that's a bit of progress. Yeah, okay, so process lasso does make a big difference. Yeah, that's a lot better. Damn it. That really sucks. That really, really sucks. Oh well. Yeah, now we're getting 34K. Which, just to give you an idea what a difference that would be if I had run it properly. I'm going to pull up the 3D Mark calculator. So that was Firestrike, and I got 2988. And I got 34,171. And then 11,000 on the combined. Yeah, that would have been almost 26K if I actually had the right combined score. Damn it. Anyway, we can keep pushing the GPU further. Because that thing seems to be absolutely happy to do crazy things. Okay, I want to test something. Okay, yeah, it really doesn't like that. Damn. Okay, so evidently more HBM voltage does not help HBM overclocking, even on liquid nitrogen. So I hope that I can go to the freaking settings and no, it fixed itself. We're probably going to have to restart at this point. Yeah, we're going to restart. Shut down, restart. I'll bring up the CPU clock a bit. GPU's getting pretty warm at this point, so I'm just going to pull that down again. Go. I'm not going to use that 5G 3D Mark profile that I made because unfortunately it's really it's not consistent due to how high voltage I run on it. 101. And we need to drop this unfortunately because otherwise this is going to crash. Actually, let's see. I think 103. Yeah, okay. Well, the memory's too high. DRAM. That's still a tad high. We should be able to handle that, though. Yeah, let's go for that. And I need a refill. again, you know what? I'm going to grab a second thermos and keep 2 of them filled up. Because this is getting ridiculous. Okay, Mobo actually managed to boot. That's surprising. Go. Got that one as well. And need to reconfigure the graphics card. Also, I'm just going to run process lasso already, so that though I don't think I've set it up for Firestrike Extreme and all that, so that kind of sucks. Hands cold again. Okay, I can feel my fingers. We can continue overclocking. Where is it? Load profile, desktop, LN2, open. So I think we should be still able to run at least 1200. So there. Now let's go for 1900. Actually, you know what? This card doesn't seem to like 1200 either. So I'm just going to drop that. Let's burn the house down, eh? Benchmarks, Firestrike. Anything else I can think of that I need to do? Oops, got it a bit cold. Okay, you know what? There we go. Minus 71. And we can run. I should have maybe checked that it won't crash on physics. Eh. System info sucks. This card's really gonna max out that slider. Like, that is certainty at this point. Wish I could actually keep an eye on the FPS at the same time as I'm pouring, but actually I can do that. I can stand here. Yeah, that's good. Sucks that this card needs to run warmer than my other one. Okay. Everybody pray for physics. Because this thing is going down. Yeah, it sucks again. Well, yeah. Kinda sucks. How's the radiator doing? It's not even like the water's that warm. I don't know. Now the combine's gonna, well, combine might be okay. Yeah, combine's looking good. Damn it. Not good enough, evidently. We might have to, well, Fire Strike gets better if you run it more times, so that's actually fine, but yeah. Yeah, AMD really needs to give me a longer slider. This is... Here it goes, 1920. I could pretty much guarantee it'll still run just fine. I wonder what kind of GPU frequency this reported. Show details. Is it not measuring GPU clock? RX VEGA 1902. Okay, no, it's just reading the it's just reading the AMD driver then. That sucks. Minus 65. Is that spare? There we go. This one still, yeah, this one still has LN2 in it, but we'll probably have to switch in the run. You know, I might just end up putting the 7940X under LN2 out of desperation. It's so frustrating that I can't run 5 gigahertz. Not today, but maybe some other time. I wondered if the display port has started to freeze over yet. It's not bad yet. It's cold, but it's not frozen. This card's insane. It's like, it's doing 1920 through Fire Strike. Oh my god. I mean, and we're only at 1.3 volts. Right? I'm not even cranking it up. We're just 50 millivolts higher than what, like, the water BIOS does. And I didn't even know if we needed. I've just, like, put more voltage through it. Oh my god. Kind of makes me wonder what VEGA could do if AMD puts out a driver which gives you the option to turn off the HBM temperature, or a driver that just gives you manual timing control. Because I'm sure, like, the HBM has an automated system for changing memory timings, because of just if it gets too hot, it loses stability if the timings are too tight. But you know, they could just give you a driver that lets you write custom timings or just control which timing strap it's on. It wouldn't exactly be difficult from AMD's side. Because then I could lock the timings, and we could go to like minus 120, And then I'd need like a 2.5 gigahertz core clock slider. Go. Just so that I don't go into combined with a completely frozen out card. Now it's running physics a bit better. Yeah, so... no it isn't. I hate how it dips below 100. Come on, start already. There we go. Okay, that's a good run. This should be a good run. Let's see. Come on. We're still not breaking 30k GPU score. Okay, you know what? My patience is running out. Let's see if that works. It probably will. I'm just going to give it a tad more voltage to make sure that my decision to just max that slider doesn't bite back. Yeah, let's do it. Where did I put the little... I just cleaned up, and it's gone already. Oh well, we'll just pull another one. Up. Okay, we're at 1.31, and I want 1.35. On. 3, 4. 3. 5, 2. Yeah, 5, 3. Cool. Alright. Yeah, combine and physics are actually fine. And it's over. The slider doesn't go any higher. I can't do anything anymore. Now we have to wait for AMD to put out a driver that goes higher. Because as far as I'm aware, there's no way to fix this with the way the current driver works. And ultimately, and it's like no overclocking utility can do it either, because everything goes through, like AMD completely changed how the overclocking API works. So even if you try a utility which claims that it can go over 2 gigahertz, it tends to just glitch out and not work at all. So I guess we're just gonna like brute force the CPU next. Now, Overdrive N-Tool still relies on the AMD driver, and the clock limit is AMD driver side. Actually, I wonder if we won't actually have the clocks glitch out right now. Because that's another thing, that even if you set it through the AMD driver, if you try set it over like 1950, it tends to set you back to stock. Okay, it did not set us back to stock because that just crashed. That's good. So at least it works. And we do need a lot more voltage for that, apparently. Okay, well, at this point I might as well just restart. No, that one's empty. I have people on the chat. Not just the lower part of my body anymore. What the hell? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's empty. I just, the thing I opened up, the file I opened up, that was just to increase the power limit. Because I'm starting to think maybe 150% isn't enough. Let's see if that actually applied even with the display dropping out. I don't think it actually crashed outright. No, it didn't. That's interesting. Restart. Did it? Did that just break the AMD driver? I think I broke the AMD driver. Also, there's an issue with that Windows 10 installed. For some reason, the start menu doesn't work for like ever and ever and ever. So, okay, well now it seems to be, Let's see, is the driver actually running? Yeah. That's really weird. Something's really upset. We have 255% power limit now. That's good. Oh, that might just be the cable. Yeah, that's actually probably it. Also, the card's warm. No, it's... Okay, well... Let's see if this fixes it. I guess there might be water in the HDMI port. Because the I/O section of the card tends to freeze over. Yeah, okay. That does look like it's just a cable problem. That sucks. Yeah, okay, that's gone again. Damn it. Windows, Windows, Windows. It's probably because I have, like, the way the card's hooked up is one HDMI cable that goes into a HDMI to an HDMI connector, so then that goes into another HDMI cable, and that goes to the capture card, and then there's a cable going back. Okay, well, I have another idea. Just gonna tweak a few things and see if this comes back. Now, what I wanted to do. Wait, what? Kidding me? What the hell? Guys, I hate to say this, but I think I cooked the HBM VRM. Okay, no, the multimeter's being retarded. Because it's not reading vCore, and that just posted. What a useless pile of garbage. Why can't I have a fluke? Okay, garbage. Let's see. How much VHBM do we have? Yeah, that's a lot more like it. That's an actual reading. Da, da, da. And now the card's at minus 51, so that's bloody great. At this point, I might as well refill. What's the temperature like? Minus 63. Yeah. top that off. Getting kind of cold in here. I'm gonna... Go. Okay, so we didn't lose the profile. Way more power limit. Good. 1940. Because 1980 didn't work for whatever reason. I'm just gonna check GPU Z quickly because I did lower the HBM voltage back down. So, okay, temperature's fine. Fire strike. Let's go. Oh, I'll have to put up with the cold. Oh, come on, it hit minus 72. There we go. The cold will at least make the 7940X a bit happier. In theory. Yeah, okay, well this run sucks. Really badly. That's terrible. That physics run just, that was awful. That was like 100 FPS across the board, that. Oh, well, I'll have to rerun it. That's not the worst thing ever. Oh my god, that combined sucks. That is awful. Okay, the 7940X is really upset about something. Yeah, that physics score is atrocious. And I still can't break 30,000! What? Why now? The extension beings? Mm-hmm. Get wet or something? Oh, yeah. HDMI cable's freezing cold again. I think I'm going to take the fan off the VRM. How's this doing? Yeah, this will be fine. It's just a 7940X. No way that's going to overheat the motherboard. Freaking work. Yeah, the display just keeps dropping out. I have no idea why. Okay, well... Okay, how do I keep doing this? How do I put them down and they manage to disappear? Oh, there's one. Okay, well, I'll drop the core voltage because maybe that'll fix it. Because it is a thing that AMD cards, if you give them too much V-core, the display output circuitry will start complaining about it, but this is kind of low. I would have expected it to happen around like 1.5 volts or something, not 1.3. Tips on keeping condensation down. I don't really do anything like, you know, use blue shop towel. It's magical. Seriously. Yeah, I don't know. You just got to work on your insulation. Because I guess if you're in some super humid climate, then it's just like, well, that kind of sucks. I don't really have any great tips for you. 3800 at CL12, insanely good. On Z270, these same memory sticks do 4012, 1111. So, but yeah, that's, well, no, that's kind of yeah. Intel with B-die on a good motherboard, 3800 CL12, is really easy to do, but I'm running like 1.95 volts DRAM voltage. So, yeah. You need a lot of RAM, like you need a ton of voltage to do these kinds of settings. Either way, okay, settings are... Oh, I might have... Idiot me. Let's try 1920. Okay, that's running. You know, this fan is really not set up right. It's blowing all the freaking vapor in my face, so I'm going to move that over there. Come on, stay. Okay, you know what? We're going to change this. There, much better. Can finish off this thermos to pull it down, and then we can bench on the other one. Go. Oh, come on, I overshot it again. I really overshot that. Well, that looks like it might be too late. Come on, before Firestrike starts. Whatever. We're actually dropping below 1.3 volts under load. We're at 1.275 right now. Oh yay, physics is running not like trash for once. I mean, it's still pretty bad, but it's a lot better than before. Yeah, Combine's also holding up pretty okay, so that's nice. Which means I should pour, or it'll crash. Please be over 30. Come on! Why can't I break 30,000 on graphics? What more can I possibly do? 1200. Pray that this works, because it'll probably not. Well, because it'll probably... Well, probably it won't. There. Forgot how to English. Kind of want to see a clock graph at this point, because it kind of feels like the clocks aren't getting higher. Okay, so we're idling on a lot. So, Fire Strike. Whoops. How's this? Okay, that's pretty full. That's running. Okay, let's go. Oh man, it really doesn't like 1200 megahertz HBM. When did the graph? Oh, crashed. It's over. Oh no, we're back. Yeah, no, so it's just running like... Damn it, if there was some way I could just lock the clocks, that'd be amazing. All boost algorithms are freaking stupid. Well, we need to restart at this point. Restart anyway. I'll refill. This is so frustrating. Yeah, this is empty, that's empty. Time to refill. Oh. Oops. How full is that? That's a bit much. Go. So 1200 HBM is definitely not an option. That's probably not going to work. Okay, you know what? I want to test something. No, not you. This. Start the render test. Right now we're at 2030. I'm just going to crank up the V-core and we'll see if the clocks drop, because I suspect that's what happens. Load. And now I need 3R. Now I wish I could become an octopus. Actually, now I wish I had a second person to handle the temperature, because I need to change the voltage. Come on. There we go. So, what's clocks like? Clocks are 2030. And if I start cranking that voltage... 1 point... Actually, clocks go up as I raise the voltage. Seriously, they go up as I raise voltage. Well, that explains a lot. Yeah, it just keeps going up as I raise the V-core. What the hell? I mean, that's not a bad thing. That's actually bloody great. That means I just need to raise... How does performance improve? That's the other question. Okay. How's the kill? Yeah, no, still no wattage reading. It worked for a bit before the stream, but I don't know. Yeah, so clocks go up with voltage, which is freaking bizarre, but it's a thing, so... let's just run Firestrike now. So I think what I'm going to do... No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to have to run it twice again, as usual. Actually, since core voltage raises clocks, I'm going to go to the extreme, and we're just going to go to, like... I'm going to take it to a sensible limit. 1.4. What's the VRM doing? Thank God it has a 12 phase, because I think at this point that card is pulling a lot of power. No, the 7940X is absolutely not stable at 4.9 gigahertz for daily. It's only for benchmarks. So, evidently, I can probably just overclock this card by cramming more voltage into it, which... That's cool, I guess. Yeah, okay, that FPS is definitely higher than in the past. So actually that might explain why the crash is so, like, why I couldn't get enough voltage into there to run like 1980 with the, like, when I maxed out the slider, why it didn't work, because when I raised the voltage it actually added even more core clock. Which is really annoying actually if you think about it, because it's like I want to run a specific clock, but anytime you change a core voltage or whatever, your clock changes. Temperature goes up and down 5 degrees, clock changes. Voltage goes up 5 millivolts, clock changes. There should be a manual override. Or an option to reprogram the algorithm. That'd be cool. Because then you could do things like when it's under low load, it runs intentionally silly high clock, so the FPS goes through the roof, and when it's some scene like there's a seen in graphics test 1, which pulls like way more power than all the other parts. It could downclock just for that part. And I think we crashed. And I actually have a solution for that. I think what just triggered that crash. So the other issue with, we're going to have to use P-State 6 a bit. So when you start really maxing out VEGA, and if you just lock the card to P-State 7 the whole time, it's going to go to P-State 7 at idle. And unfortunately, because of the idiotic boost algorithm, idle is so low power that it pulls up another 200 or 100 something megahertz, which crashes, because it's dumb. So we're just going to need to force it in, like I'm going to give it a P6 state and use P6 as a sort of idle, so that it doesn't crash on intermissions. That is annoying. Global Wattman, load profile, desktop, open. We're going to set it back at 1920. Before that, we're going to set this as minimum. And I'm going to still set the core voltage really high. And we're going to apply like that. Because now we have an idle mode, which isn't... Yeah, we're still idling at like over 2 gigahertz, which is just silly. Wait, no, that's peak. Why don't they have a current reading? Like, right... Do they? Somewhere? Oh, yeah, we're at 1560. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why they don't have that by the graph, though. Like, seriously, just current. Put that there. That'd be nice. Yeah, okay, we're at 1559. Which, just because I don't trust the algorithm to switch fast enough, I'm going to put that at 1800. So we're going to get a bit more performance at idle. Well, basically there won't be an issue if it won't cost me as much score when it's slow to switch. So, let's go for this. Okay, we're at minus 72 right now, which might actually be fine because the core voltage is so high. It's probably just like the thing about your, like, the temperature of the LN2 pot is not necessarily reflective of the temperature of the actual die itself. So right now the HBM is probably warmer than it was at the start of the stream when I was testing out the temperature issues. It's 1.4. We can go. Yeah, I need a sub button. The problem is Twitch doesn't like people who stream 5 times a year. So I don't apply. You know? If I live streamed more, it wouldn't be an issue, but I don't live stream enough, so... I wonder if I set the voltage to 1.6, will it run at like 2.5 gigahertz? That'd be epic. And fire. Oh, don't tell me about the bloody miners. I wanted to buy one of those Sapphire Vega cards, and now it's like there's no Sapphire, like there's no Vega anywhere. Actually, there's no anything anywhere. You can't even buy 1080 Ti's. Like, I was literally like, well, I wanted to buy a new graphics card. Can't. There's no graphics cards. I can't even buy a 1080 Ti. Sucks. Absolutely sucks. You can buy cheap motherboards, though. But... I don't know. I'm not as hyped about overclocking Coffee Lake as I would be about overclocking yet another Vega. So... that kind of sucks. I kind of wonder if the Vegas with Hynix memory wouldn't actually work better on liquid nitrogen. Just because Hynix memory tends to... well, like, it would be... Samsung memory tends to not... like cold in general. I mean, it's not like this is a problem, it's running fine, but, you know, it'd be cool if Hynix HBM actually scaled with voltage or something, so at like minus 100, it ran at 1300 instead of 1200. Because Samsung hits that 1190, it hits that at like plus 25 degrees or something. And then even on liquid nitrogen, it's the same. And why is the physics so bad? What the hell's going on with physics again? Useless CPU! Incidentally, I was talking to, well, chatting yesterday with Lumi, who's the #1 overclocker in Finland. And he told me that apparently the ASRock OCF is just bad for 3D benchmarks in general. Like, I was telling him that my 3D Mark 11 physics score is just way too low for having a 7940X, and he's like, yeah, that's normal. The board just sucks. Because he showed me his physics score, and I'm like, whoa, that's actually just as bad as mine. So yeah, but he has EVGA gave him X299 Dark, and apparently that thing is amazing. So he said he'd ask EVGA if they wouldn't kindly send another one to me. So that would be awesome. Okay, so that's interesting. Graphics score has actually gone down. Physics kinda sucks. Combined kinda sucks. What is up with that? Seriously. $25,107. Okay, wait. I'm gonna check. Do we still have? Yes, we still have liquid nitrogen in that one, so... no. I wanted to run these. It's gonna get GPU-Z in the background. You know, at this point, it might, I might be pushing so much VCore that I need to change the power limit again. Because right now, the power limit on the card is probably... Do we seriously just die again? Why does it keep doing this? It makes zero bloody sense. Also, I should have saved a new profile. I wonder if GPU-Z isn't causing the crashes. Why, did I not change the... Oh, oops. Okay, you know what? You're gonna stand up. Come here. Perfect. Now I can overclock in maximum comfort. Yeah, I don't want to run physics. Screw physics right now. Run custom. Which one? Yeah, okay, finish this one off. I really want to know how much power this is burning right now. Mostly because I suspect the card is pulling probably like 800 watts. Well, 8 pins aren't warm. I guess maybe not that much. Go. Grab this one. Kind of wish I planned the water loop differently. It's kind of getting in the way of the thermos. Okay. Yeah, okay, GPU of course sucked. Why? Oh man, these clocks are terrible. Apparently we were pulling... Oh, down, the core voltage was dipping hard. Do you know, I think I might be bouncing off the current limit. So we're gonna fix the current limit. What am I gonna set the current limit to? What am I gonna set it to? Hex to des... no, I want... Right now it should be at like 430 something amps. So... I don't really want to set it to like unlimited. So 0 to A0, 600. That's 512. That's not really high enough. 90? What about just straight FF? 767. Okay, yeah, we'll just go for that. FF02. There. Save. And I am aware of the save shortcut. I'm just too lazy to move my hand. Yeah, okay, so that's been successfully added. Now we need to restart. Start. Actually, I want to get the... Oh, there it goes. No, it doesn't. The hell? Okay. I'm just gonna shut down for a bit. I'm gonna try fix the wattage reading. Why aren't you posting right now? What a... This motherboard, seriously. Okay. That's still not working. Well, whatever. It's stuck reading 9 watts. No idea why. Ugh. Even on watts? Yeah, it is on watts. How's the VRM doing? Nice and warm. Actually, I might have some PCIe extension cables that we could throw on the 8 pins and then just use the current clamp. Are we not going to be booting again? Seriously? Damn this system. Seriously, it's like, could you just post for once? Without all the drama around it. Okay, well that's just regular for the memory. About the 2,200 watt power supply from EVGA. I'm pretty sure buying two 1,200 watts is going to be cheaper. So, you know, if you need that kind of power, I would just buy 2 separate PSUs instead of 1. Could you work now? No? Why do I even bother? You know, there's a good chance it's just like water in the PCIe slot or something at this point, but how long have we been going? We've been going for almost 2 hours. And this motherboard's not exactly insulated properly, but still, this is just annoying. I should have put an off switch on the bloody Voltmod. Yeah, this doesn't want to boot anymore. That's fun. So I'm going to turn down the core voltage because, well, honestly, I don't think it's the core voltage. This is just the system being stupid for no apparent bloody reason. You know, because it ran, and then it's like, okay, I'll try fix the bloody kilowatt, and it's just like, nah, no more running. Okay. I might just disconnect the watt meter completely. Because it's evidently not being useful. Yeah, I've heard about people using the... Okay, that's just a regular old RAM error. But about the cross brace for on water blocks, yeah, I've heard about it, but I've never run a water block on VEGA, so I can't tell you if it's actually helpful or not. I think it would be helpful, but like it should be helpful, so I don't know. I'd just say try it. You know, if you're having temperature issues, just try it. Okay, you know what? Screw this. We're gonna cut AC power. Oh, the damn thing decided to start working, but too late. I've decided I'm not gonna bother trying to use you. Start. I don't like this motherboard, seriously. These are not that hard memory settings that you can't train into them after losing AC power. Now this is empty. The card is warm. Now suddenly everything works. That's interesting. Well, I need to refill, so let's go do that. Up. That's one. That's two. Actually, you know what? I'll check if we can get PCIe thingies on the card, because they should be here. Nope, that's an HDMI cable. Where did I put them? Could be here. Nope. Nope. In here maybe? Nope. And nah. That's AMD CPUs. Nope. What about down here? Okay, no, that's just random capacitors. Oh, here's one. Is it? Yeah, that's a PCIe cable, that's for sure. Where's the second one? Well, that sucks. Okay, we're not doing current readings, unfortunately. And actually, interesting side note, I'm just going to do a quick calculation. No, because the thing about that wattage reading in GPU Z is I'm pretty sure it doesn't it's not taking into, it's not going to be accounting for the extra voltage on the output side. So, well, I don't know what it was anymore, so whatever. And I wanted to calculate the current that it thought it was pulling, and then compare it to how much voltage I was pushing and calculate how much was actually going in. But, oh, it kept the profile, that's nice. Actually, let's see what GPU-Z says right now. If, I just do a render test. So right now we're apparently pulling 224 watts. GPU only. Oh, and it doesn't say if that's output or input. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Because there's a good chance that... Is this going to work right now? No, it's not going to work. that sucks. Whatever. That's broken on that Windows install. I'll get a calculator elsewhere and quickly do it. So, it was, what was it? Max 236. 236, and how much voltage? We're at 1.3... 1.32. And it's reading like 1.25? It's not off by that much. It's off by like 10 watts or something, right? Well, off by like about 20 watts right now. But I guess under full load it's off completely, like way, way off. I just let the GPU get really warm again. Ugh. I was really hoping I could beat the VEGA 64 score I made today, but apparently it's not to be. Buildzoid, there's a new version of GPU Z out. Well, I guess that means I need to go download it. Windows R opens run. Thanks. That's handy. Okay, it does look like the FPS is higher now. That's good. Now we can chill out while physics goes and trashes the entire score. What the hell? Motherboard? What did you do? You treacherous pile of garbage. There's no point running that, because physics just completely sucked, and I think I know the reason why. Combined was... graphics was... yeah, this motherboard. Why does it randomly crash like this? we're gonna load up that profile. That's not gonna be okay. That's probably gonna be okay. I mean, the room is so cold right now that that should work out just fine. I'm just gonna check that it actually passes physics. What is it with this system and actually getting into Windows? It's not that hard. I should have really put a switch on that Volt mod, just so I could turn it on and off quickly. Because I think what's happening is it crashes right as the driver loads, because again, that new boost algorithm is freaking stupid. Actually, I'm not going to wait for that Windows. We're going to reset. Yeah, it's being stupid again. You know what? I'm gonna bring the GPU up, like, almost positive, and then we're gonna go... and we're gonna start over, so... Save profile. Onto base. Save. And now we're just going to go to turbo mode, apply. There. Alright. So we are going all the way back up. This to it. Oh, whatever. Minus 25. What is up with that freaking clock speed? Like, seriously, it is like trying to run 1800? What the hell? Okay, well, it comes back down as soon as I pull the voltage down, so that's nice. But, still, silly GPU. Yeah, okay, now we're at acceptable clocks again. Otherwise it'll crash as it gets warmer. Okay, so we're at minus 10 now? And I'll just restart it and we'll try start over. Well, yeah, restart anyway. CPU-Z. This is the new 2.6. Now, everything seems to be running a lot happier right now, doesn't it? Why is it saying 1902? What the hell? Oh well. Okay, how should I do this? Well, that's quickly turning into water, so I don't want that. We're at minus 16 again, so the glaze is going really strong now on there. Yeah, I'll just basically start over. Because just doing that sometimes helps. So, it lets the thermal paste refresh itself and that kind of thing. So, we'll see if... basically, just starting over doesn't help again. This time, I'll actually start saving scores as we go. Minus 36. Minus 43. We could try some GPU Pi, but there's a new version that I need to download for that, so let me just quickly get that. Because we can run GPU Pi as low as the temperature on the GPU goes, and it quite frankly doesn't care about what CPU you have, so... I want to test that out as well. Benchmarks, GPU Pi, download. Minus 80. Yeah, we'll actually, like, we'll run the memory as slow as possible because GPU Pi doesn't care at all for it. What? Oh, damn it, I don't have the stuff installed. Whatever, okay, we're going back up and running Firestrike. Oh, man. I did not really prepare this that much. Wait, one last thing. I mean, I did load up that 5 gigahertz profile, so we really should run Firestrike with that. Oh. Didn't exactly max out that core voltage, just tweaked it upwards a bit. We're at 1.28 right now. It'll probably dip down to around 1.23. It means I need to hit this with the hairdryer because we're too cold. easier would be to just run the render test. Okay, let's do that. The hell? Why on earth did that crash? Oh, it must have been that HVM overclock. I had it at 1195. Wait. Yeah, it was at 1195. That's why it crashed. Let's load that. We'll just run this. Yeah. Wait a minute. Why are we at 2 gigahertz? What the hell? Well, that's interesting. It doesn't really seem to want to get out of P7, which, that's new. But I guess we can run with that. Okay, that's just on my end. The screen's being all glitchy, but that looks like it's a problem with the capture card, not with the system. What the hell? The hell? Either way, I do want to at least see what physics looks like right now, so... We'll restart and then we'll run everything. No, we're not actually going to run physics. It just crashed. This is really not going as good as it was supposed to. Card's too cold. Oh, and we got a memory error. Silly motherboard. Yeah, okay. It's too, like, the one thing I really don't like is that ASRock haven't implemented the retry button the same way as Asus have. So when you press retry on this motherboard, it'll give you an overclocking fail message. It won't actually try the settings again without complaining, which is kind of annoying. Yeah. Oh, no? We'll see. We'll see. We might be at like 3.8 gigahertz in Windows right now, so... There we go. Just reset the HBM voltage back to stock. Core voltage is still slightly bumped up. Let's see what CPUs say about the CPU. Okay, we're at 5 gigahertz. Let's see. Okay, now it seems to be behaving properly with the boost. Okay, well, I still want to check that physics doesn't insta-crash, so we're just going to quickly do that. It could be worse. Just get a run in. Nah, gonna keep sitting. Yeah, VRM temperature's fine. Water's ice cold. Well, not ice cold, but it's cold. I hope I have enough liquid nitrogen to actually finish this run. This is pretty empty. Okay, that was actually good. It peaked at 180. I'm not sure we're gonna finish. I'm all out of LN2 already. Okay, physics is going good now. If it doesn't crash, this is going to be a really high physics score. Okay, that was nice. Let's hope Combine doesn't completely throw everything out the window. This might actually break 26,000 overall. Well, I miscalculated. That's empty. I'm screwed. Oh no, it'll finish. It'll finish. Barely. Give me a score, give me a score, give me a score, give me a score. Come on! I just won my 26,000. Like, if there was anything I could do at this point to actually make it go faster, but I can't make it colder, the HBM screws itself. I can't give it more voltage because, well, doesn't like that for some reason. I don't actually know why. I assume if it was colder, we could run more voltage, but as it is, no. Still, I'll save this score because at this point, I'd kind of want to finish at this point, so... Can't do anything about the HBM. It can't go any higher. Alright, that doesn't work. There, but we did get 35,000 physics points. Oh wait, I forgot. This is so annoying that this doesn't bloody work. Oh, there. Now it works. That is very odd. No, that still doesn't. Yeah, this Windows 10 install is a disaster. Probably definitely disabled one too many services. But now I need to get myself to freaking screenshot tools. Oh wait, pin, there, finally. Full screen. Save as, wait, what? No flash stick? Oh. Let's see. VEGA 56. Fire Strike. Yes, replace that. Great, so now I'll just bump up the core clock and we'll see if it goes any better. Oops. GPU got really warm. Nah, it's fine. Kind of wish I had Unigine Heaven installed on the system, because then we could run a window of Unigine Heaven, and I could just tweak the voltage up and down, and we could watch how the FPS changes. Because I could just freeze it somewhere. Because I want to see how long it takes to render the same frame over and over and over again. Because that's the easiest way to tell if you're actually improving performance or lowering performance. If the frame, like... Yeah, well, whatever. Well, yeah, it is the easiest way. If that is showing that the FPS is going up or not changing, then you're probably doing something right. If it's going down, then you know you're doing something wrong. Okay, well, combined should be a bit higher. Everything should be a bit higher this run. Looks pretty good. Wait, what? How is that? You're not fun. That's not fair. This is bloody cheating. I have more GPU score. I have more physics score. And then the combined goes and kills itself. What did I ever do to you, Firestrike? Useless pile of garbage. Never ends. It never freaking ends. This is exactly the same score as I had before. I'm just gonna check that I'm actually correct about that. Yeah, it's 2 points. 2 points higher. Because the combined randomly decided to lose 300. Awful benchmark. Absolutely awful benchmark. The worst. I can run it again. It might go up again. Okay, wait. I just want to check that if I run it again, that actually, like, is worth bothering with. Let's go to the 3D Mark calculator. So let's see. If I can get that same GPU score again, I think, maybe. If we can get that same CPU score again, and combined decides to not be stupid, it's gonna only improve by about 100 points anyway. That really sucks. We need more firepower somehow, so let's go get that. $1910. Actually, no. You know what? Let's keep it at 1900. And I'm gonna try tweak the core volt. Yeah, because it does just raise core clock, so. More V-core! Proceeds to crash immediately. You know what? No, I will raise the core clock a bit, just to make absolutely certain that it has to do something. Okay, let me just get the temperature right, and we can start running again. Damn it, I overshot that. Well, that crashed. Isn't that lovely? I guess it was actually running faster, though. That's at least what I hope. If that crash means we actually improved performance and it just wasn't stable, then that's progress at the very least. Okay, well, it looks like the GPU's power limit. Well, yeah, boost is broken again, but let's see. Oh, Firestrike broke. That's fun. Alright, what did I set the GPU clock to? 1902. Okay, run. My points target is over 26,000 points overall, or breaking 30,000 points graphics. Either of those, I'll be happy. Well, it's certainly pulling a lot more power. It's also running slower. Great. As soon as you crank up the core voltage, it stops liking to post, it stops like, honestly, it seems like it breaks the P states when you crank up the core voltage. Yeah, called it. Man, I just wish I could turn off boost. Boost is dumb. It's always dumb. It's dumb when NVIDIA does it. It's dumber when AMD tries to copy it. Because AMD obviously doesn't have the budget to actually implement NVIDIA, like a version that's as competent as NVIDIA's. So, the AMD version is not only just buggy, it's also just not as, it's not even remotely as effective. So it's just a all-around complete bloody disaster. And I really need to put a switch on this. Fortunately, I ran out of switches when I was redoing the, like, when I was fixing up some of the volt mods on this, so yeah. Gonna have to order more. Let's see if we can reboot, if we can post on 1.3 volts. Because as soon as I set it anywhere near 1.4, it's not posting. I mean, it's not gonna... The AMD driver's gonna crash. Yeah, about gloves for LN2, let me demonstrate. Here's my hand, right? Nothing. See? That's why you... Whereas this one, this is just... so this is just some blue shop towel, right? That's soaked in LN2. If that's a glove, right, if I was wearing this, I'd have serious frost burns right about now. So, yeah. That's why you don't wear gloves with LN2. The main risk is you pour it on some clothing and you don't take that clothing fast enough. Take that clothing off fast enough. So, yeah. Yeah, because basically, I take up the voltage. Thing is, it was actually like the FPS was lower. So that's... Because I think what's happening is, like, I crank up the voltage, and that triggers something, and that then ruins performance. It's like the Fury X all over again. Damn, I'm having flashbacks. Okay. Where did I put the little thing for adjusting voltage again? I've lost another one. Where'd it go? Damn, I'm so competent at this. Who's the flat-haired flat-haired fellow? Yeah, give me a second. There, that more to your liking? I mean, it's not as extreme as it could be, but let's see. We just do... And I can't be bothered getting it to stand up right now. There it is. Yeah, actually, let's just open up GPU-Z and see what happens as I raise the core voltage. So right now we're at 1761. Okay, that makes it 1790. 1800. Oh my god. That's just voltage increases the GPU core clock so much. I'm gonna actually have to lower that because I'm worried about that. That it's like picking up the core clock way too much. Because yeah, like we're set to 1600. Well, that P state is set to 1600 and we're 1700 right now. Okay, voltage again. Okay, well, let's try this. Let's try this. Minus 64 right now. Let's go. I overshot that. Yeah, I really overshot that. Okay, now it's running like absolute garbage. What the hell? Yeah, okay, just more core voltage evidently makes VEGA misbehave like crazy. This really sucks. Okay, I'll try one. You know what? I kind of feel like packing up at this point, so I'll just try one last thing that I'm wondering about. And then it's over because, quite frankly, I think I've hit the limit here. I'm not making this card go any faster. Not anytime soon anyway, so... Yeah, that sucks. Basically, I want to see when this cold bugs. Do I worry about the... Nah, let's not worry about the HBM. See what it does. Okay, HBM is reading plus 50. We're at minus 80. HBM is reading 50. Okay. Minus 100. System seems to be falling apart. That's great. HBM seems to be really unstable, so Samsung memory doesn't like cold is true as usual. That's fun. Love you, Samsung. Please don't ever make RAM again. Yeah, okay, so... Actually, no, that might be a timing mismatch, because it's putting timings that are, like, really... That could also be it. It could be a timing mismatch. Anyway, we're at minus 108 right now. Still operational. I wonder if we'll see it shut down at some point. I mean, black screen. Yeah, still working. Still working. HBM is reading 46C, so that's fun. Minus 23, 25. Surprised this still runs. Minus 130. 50C on the HBM, minus 35. Minus 140. Huh. Looks like this card might not have a cold bug. Because the VEGA 64, the other one I tried, did. Like, it would not work under minus 130 at all. Just gonna... This might crash. Whoa. It didn't. That is very interesting. Because the other one, at these kinds of temperatures, the display circuit just completely crapped itself. So I wonder if this one will go all the way to full pop. Oh, and the HBM temperature is good again. We're at minus. We're at 16 degrees HBM temperature. That's nice. Man, I should have checked this way earlier in the stream, but this is why I'm like you just need time to do it. Yeah, okay, we're at full pop. This is good. This is full pop. That's. I'm surprised. I did not think this would... come here. We need more cable length. There, see? See? That's not empty. That's full of LN2 right now. That's, I'm surprised that actually got that far. Because I honestly thought we would not be operational at this point. But apparently it is. So that's cool. That's an interesting... I did not realize that would happen. Well, let's test out what that does. Can we run Firestrike with this? I'm not actually going to... Wait, I'm just going to... Yeah, that's probably not going to work, is it? Interesting. Interesting. Did you check if the aux voltage? Yeah, the extra voltages, I've not modded them yet. That's part of the issue. But I have, like, the card is plasti dipped, and I've intentionally plasti dipped it so that I can remove the plasti dip across on the minor VRMs. Like, it's not one big layer of plasti dip, because then it would rip up capacitors and stuff. Well, then it would pull on the capacitors and stuff. So I should be able to mod it. But the HBM evidently, wait, actually, because we're doing diagnostics testing right now. So HBM says it's at 14 degrees. I think at this point it should be back at good memory timings. Yeah, that's fine. No need for closed cell foam. 1100? 1100's a sort of safe over. Okay. 1150. Works. 1200. Okay, no, that never worked. So let's try 1190. Okay, that's still broken. Damn it. But interesting, I can full pot this card. I did not expect that to work at all. So evidently it's kind of luck of draw with VEGA if you can or cannot full pot the cards. Well, that's similar to Pascal from what I've heard. Apparently you can get 1080 Ti's where the temperature sensor will glitch out around minus 150. It'll glitch out really high positive and it'll trip over temperature protection. But evidently we can't run full HBM speed at these kinds of temperatures, which is kind of annoying. I assume it needs some, like, even, like, tighter, or, yeah, probably tighter timings, even. Anyway, if we, you know what, I still have a truckload of liquid nitrogen, right, because, this here, this is full, well, mostly full, and this right here, also mostly full. So we got plenty of liquid nitrogen to go around. So while I probably won't do anything more interesting on this stream, there will probably be a future stream with VEGA 56 again, because, yeah, I was being excessively careful with this card. I did not realize it would work at this temperature. Anyway, annoying that the HBM doesn't really want to run properly, but nah, you know, if we can get out enough core clock, then, which actually I can't load up any of the profiles because they're all going to throw the HBM through the bloody roof. There we go, apply that. 1150. No, that's way too high. Well, okay. Nah, that doesn't seem completely stable. So slightly lower HBM clock, and then 1900. 1250. 1250. Okay, let's try run Fire Strike like this. It probably won't actually score well because the HBM, and I've not, like, it's going to need some dialing in for this temperature, but I do wonder what it'll do. Because this is super convenient to run. Oh man, the PCB is just completely freezing through. The VRM's got to be absolutely, like, the VRM's got to love this because it's freezing over. There'll be pictures when I post scores, so don't worry about that. It'll be interesting. Maybe the card will, like, boost, like, super high now that the temperature's so low. No, it'll crash. That's what it'll do. It'll completely fail. Though it might have... Yeah, I might need to check some things about that. It looks like the card doesn't want to even initialize now. Or the volt... No, the... Wait. Okay, yeah, it looks like the card does have a cold boot bug, though. Or the multimeter's being dumb again. One of the two. Probably both. Yeah, it has a cold boot bug. It's too cold to turn on right now, so that's, that really sucks, because that is full of liquid nitrogen. Oh, man. Let's try... Soak some. Hmm? Yeah, well, that did not work at all. See, the problem with this current situation is that there's like... Alright, well it... Yeah, no, still cold boot. There we go, it booted up. Okay, so that's kind of annoying. Well, kind of annoying, really annoying. Card basically completely goes insane if it crashes full pot. This is kind of like my i3-7350K. Once it booted, it could run full pot, but when it crashed, it needed to be like 1 degree above that to work again. And this is still not functional. Since when did I have a 1600 watt G2? For a long time. This is actually my first PSU. For, like, in the first PSU I had in the UK. Well, this is still not posting. I have a... Okay, let's check other things. I mean, it is posting, it's just not kicking out display. HBM voltage is good. Oh, there we go. Now it's putting out display. Yay! Is it? Is it actually putting out? No, it's not putting out anything. I think something probably got too cold and now it doesn't want to boot. There might also be water in the PCIe slots. Yeah, okay. Because we're at minus 55 and it's not booting. So I think something on the PCB decided that it's too cold and it's not going to work anymore. Yeah. Oh no, here we go. It's back. It's back. It's back from the dead. I mean, back from the frozen. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Annoying, but very interesting. I might need to get like some kind of heating element and shove it in the display outputs area, because that's what I think is happening. Or the voltage controller is getting too cold. That's also possible. Some voltage controllers, they get too cold and they just stop working. Which would explain why I wasn't getting VCore for like ages. When it was like really, really cold, VCore wasn't even coming on. Though that might have just been, well, I'd have to check all the other voltages as well, because there has to be, well no, because VCore should be getting, vCore should turn on, and then it should wait for the GPU to tell it to do something. If it doesn't tell it to do something, it should sit at 0.9. So I guess power good was never asserted. So actually, yeah, the GPU core just wasn't turning on. Anyway, I want to see GPU Z right now, because 23. We're going to run Firestrike very cold, that's for sure. I'm just wondering if it'll... Well, you know what? We'll probably have to run it stock. That might be the best decision, yeah. Let's just try run it at stock. Because if it doesn't run it at stock, it's not going to run it with an overclock for sure. And that'll be the end for today. Run. It's running. Apparently, VEGA is fully operational at, let's see. Let's see if I can break it by pulling it to full pot right now. Well, I'm out of LN2 again. It's not running very well, but it is running. And admittedly, it's a completely stock, and we all know how VEGA is. Like, stock VEGA settings are complete, like... They're power efficient. They're not good. They're slow as hell. Especially on like VEGA 56, if you don't mind doubling the power consumption, you can like push another 15–20% more performance out of it. And I'm gonna break you. Also, thermal paste hasn't cracked. That's a win. At least I'm assuming it hasn't cracked. Because this is running. We should try a bit higher core clock just to make absolutely sure that it isn't cracking the thermal paste. Max the power limit. Raise core clock a bit. So like 1850 or something, because I know the card won't run 1850 if it's hitting positives. Also, actually, if VEGA changes temperature quickly, it'll probably crash on its own just because it's a silly architecture. Anyway, 1250, 1830, set as minimum. Oh, wait. Okay, we're at 1964 right now. That is insane. Set as minimum, apply. Max dat power limit. Fire strike. Full? Okay, let's run. It might even run pretty well, because, you know, VEGA boosts higher and higher and higher as the temperature gets lower. And it's not because it actually knows that the temperature is getting lower, it's just because that algorithm that AMD uses to clock GPUs up, it'll notice that the leakage goes down. So it'll notice that the power consumption is lower, and it'll be like, yeah, we can raise the core clock more. I don't know why, but we can. It's running. It's actually bloody running. Oh my god. I'm very surprised. It's not running great, mind you, but it is running. Sucks about the HBM, though. I need to get one of those Hynix HBM cards for testing. Hey, stock VEGA power settings relative to what VEGA does without them is efficient. Relatively. Man, AMD really needs to put an option to disable the silly HBM temperature sensor and manual HBM timings. It's too bad, like, I really want to test a Hynix card now. Like, I really, really want to test a Hynix card. Because I think Hynix wouldn't complain about the temperature. Or it'll have a hard cold bug. One of the two. I'll let the whole thing go through. It's not gonna score great, but just wondering what it'll spit out. How much thermal paste did I use this time? As much as, if you saw the video about how to apply thermal paste, I literally just did that. Because, like, it works. Like, that works always. I've never had it break for me yet. Since I've started doing that method. Everything I tried before that, disaster. But that method works great. Yeah, okay, so the GPU score actually is completely terrible. Gaming. I'm gonna finish off the thermos before we pack up. So. It's probably because of the really low HBM clock that it's scoring so bad. But there's not much I can do about that, because if I set the HBM too high, it's going to crash outright. Let's try crank up the core voltage now that we're super cold. Yeah, let's just crank it up. $1.35. Marks, fire strike, run. Oh, I crashed. I wonder if it'll boot or not. Oh, it didn't even... That was... I'm gonna assume that was the HBM going bye-bye, so... I was gonna change that. Actually, it could have been core clock. Let's just try 1850. 1250. Yeah, current clocks. Yeah, it looks like it really was the HBM again. That really sucks, though. Man, the FPS is also garbage right now. Like, you know, at the higher temperatures, I was getting like 180 peak, and now it was like 140 peak, so it's like 40 FPS down from the best run I've managed today. I wonder what's causing that, though. Yeah, no. I know I dropped the core clock and that we're really cold. And that it's probably the HBM screwing it over. But 40 FPS is like too much in my opinion for what I've changed. Like the drop in performance seems a little bit too high. I'm not saying I didn't expect it. It's just, it's big. Let's get out of physics. Bye-bye. Because we're not actually going to run that. That was actually the end of the LN2, so... Let's see. Yeah, so now we're getting 25K. I just want to see what GPU-Z tells us. Sensors. Start render test. So looking at that... Oh, damn, the HBM hits like 40s right now. Okay, well, yeah, needs an option to lock the HBM like, I need to find a way to disable the HBM temperature. It might be possible by modifying the power play table for the registry. That might fix that. But the core clock, that's just like, I don't know, I'll see if I can get AMD to hand over a way to disable that or something. Maybe I'll try the VEGA Frontier Edition power play tables. Because they have a, like, that power play table is simpler than the RX VEGA one, and I think it's dumber in its implementation of the boost algorithm. Yeah, because this is scoring worse than what I do on air cooling right now, so... Yeah. That's why I'm surprised. Like, if we were getting, like, 26K or 27K graphics score, I wouldn't be so confused, but 25K is just way too low. So I'm guessing there's some stuff that I'm not seeing, but I think we've streamed for long enough at this point. Does the HBM touch the paw? Of course it touches the paw. It's right next to the GPU core. It's physically part of the like, it's basically part of the GPU core. I'm not saying I didn't expect that. Did I tell it to shut down or did I tell it to restart? Told it to shut down. Good job, me. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I want to check how the motherboard looks. Because I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be ice everywhere. So, okay, the HDMI cable has ice on it. Wait, I'm just going to put us, what? Oh, damn it, I don't have a setup. Keyboard move, thank you very much. Is there nothing there? Okay, there's nothing there. Ta-da! And now if I just do that. There. So, HDMI cable. Well, it's now covered in water, but there was ice on it a little bit earlier. Actually, there's still sort of ice on it. So that completely iced over. I'll pull the card out. Let me just pull this. It's currently at minus 115. That's fine. Assuming I can reach the PCIe slot. That's going to be interesting. this isn't frozen into place, and yeah, I can reach the PCIe slot tab. It might be that the card's actually frozen into the PCIe slot. I've had that happen before. So I just want to do a... Because I just want to check how the motherboard's holding up in terms of ice buildup. Come on. Up. Oh, damn. Now this is still connected. Up. There we go. So there's the card. Yeah, that's the I/O section. Completely iced over. Here's the back. Not as bad as it was earlier. Before it was like ice all the way to here, basically. My hand's kind of getting cold. So, yeah. How's the motherboard? That's the real question. I'm just going to put this down here. And, oh, damn, there is ice on the PC, on the slot for this memory stick. That's not great. But the actual PCIe slot itself is relatively okay. Okay, so that held up pretty well. I'm kind of starting to think the CPU was actually being cooled through the PCIe slot. Because that entire area, yeah, pretty cold. Pretty damn cold down there. Okay. Well, that was that. Actually, I don't think I'll upload the score, but whatever. I might. I maybe won't. That was interesting. So good news, this card can run full pop. Bad news, for whatever reason, it underperforms like crazy. Didn't manage to break the score target I wanted. Yeah. I guess I need more Volt mods or something, because, yeah, there's just issues with it. There's just random weird issues that I need to solve. Because, yeah. Dude, it's not a huge score. It's 25.8K, and like on VEGA 64, with no Volt mods, with no cap mods, with like none of the extra work that went into the card, I get 26K. So I'm really annoyed right now. Because it's like, I really wanted this to, like, I really was hoping that this card would like completely break the clock slider in the driver, but it can't even do that. So I'm very disappointed. Yeah, the HBM just makes everything so complicated. I'm going to need to, like, if I can find a way to kill the temperature sensor on the HBM, I think everything will go a lot better. Which I might be able to. Because that, like, I've seen, like, a LN2 BIOS for a Fury X, and that thing disables temperature for core, and core temperature is disabled from the power plate table. So in theory, the HBM temperature sensor settings are probably in the power plate table as well. But I'll have to check up on that, because, yeah, I've not really looked into that at all. Yeah, as far as score uploading goes, I guess I will. But it's really not that good. I actually want to check what my VEGA 64 best score is. Just for comparison's sake. Yeah, because on VEGA 64, so VEGA 64 at 1862 megahertz core clock and 1190 megahertz HBM, that card was doing 30,000 points, 573. So, yeah, unfortunately that card also doesn't run full pop, as far as I can tell. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to proceed from here. Because this thing, evidently, like, this thing is down against the VEGA 50, like, that's 2,000 points. That's a lot. And that's even with a core clock advantage. So, Yeah. This has better combined score, interestingly enough. But that's actually, no, that's because I dialed in the CPU. I should rerun the VEGA 64 on the new CPU settings. Damn. Oh well. What does a 1080 Ti score? Well, if you put a 1080 Ti on like air cooling or water cooling, it gets about 32,000 graphics score maximum. If you put it on liquid nitrogen, you can probably push it to, well, on liquid nitrogen, 1080 Ti's will spit out, say, 40,000 points. So, yeah. Like 10,000 points more. And, yeah, I don't know. I think if I could get the core clock higher on this, right? Because this is really like, I don't think VEGA is physically limited to 2 gigahertz. There's just issues that limit it. Like it's the software being stupid that stops me from going to like 2.5 or something. And if we had another, you know, 25% more core clock, I wouldn't be surprised if we got another 15% more score, which would put a VEGA around 30, I don't know, maybe 35K, 34K, which would be pretty respectable in my opinion. But as it stands, yeah, I don't know. I need Boost dead. Boost needs to die. Okay, well that's not coming off. That's coming off. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. It was the first live stream since I got back. I have lots of other hardware that's going to get tortured. There's a 290X sitting right over there. I'm thinking we're going to do that pretty soon. I just need to get an operating system set up for that. There's a GTX 480 that eventually will get on liquid nitrogen, but I want to do a whole bunch of capacitor modding testing on the GTX 480, and I also need to set up an operating system for that. There's Fury X's, there's Furies, those are ever present. What else is there? Ooh, right. I recently acquired, let's just get this out as a teaser. Recently acquired, and I have this, no, I don't have this the wrong way around. Come here. One of these. So, the HD 7990 is going under liquid nitrogen. Because now I can run this on one of the cores, and I can run the Raptor 4 on the other core, and that's just going to be completely insane, because that's going to be, like, that's going to be Crossfire, and that's... and on a single GPU as well. So I absolutely can't wait to do that. That's going to be awesome. And other than that, since I bought the whole pack, let's get it out, I have a Venom. So we're going to use this for, I'm going to bench KB Lake some more, because basically this goes lower minimum temperature than the, well, than the Fusion I have. So this should be better for FX, Phenom, and KB Lake. So I'll use this a bit as well. So lots of benchmarking ahead. I think I'll put actually VEGA, probably have VEGA on a, like taking a break for a bit before I come back to it again. So yeah, I'm not sure. Because I kind of want to get through the things that aren't a giant problem first. So I think we'll probably do a whole bunch of AM3 Plus next. And then KV Lake. And then eventually VEGA again. Well, no, then GPUs and then VEGA again. There. Get this one down. And yeah, that's it for the stream. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you're watching this on YouTube. And see you next time. Where's the stop button? There it is.